Once upon a time, in the chaotic world of social media, one creator emerged as a beacon of positivity and curiosity. His name was Nas Daily. With nothing more than a camera, boundless energy, and a promise to make a 1-minute video every day, he traveled the world documenting fascinating stories. New York today, Egypt tomorrow, and back to New York again, all in the name of storytelling. By the time he moved from Facebook to YouTube, his influence was undeniable. His channel grew to 13 million subscribers, his views rivaled population statistics, and people hung on to every word of his heartwarming, globe-trotting adventures. For 5 glorious years, he lived the dream. Fame, admiration, and an army of viewers eager to consume his content. But then, everything came crashing down. In July 2021, Nas uploaded what seemed to be an innocent video about Whang-od, the world's oldest tattoo artist. He ventured deep into the Philippines, armed with cameras and enthusiasm, hoping to share her incredible story. But there was a problem, a massive one. He claimed that she was now teaching tattooing on Nas Academy. Except, she wasn't. As it turns out, he allegedly never obtained proper permission from Whang-od herself. Cue outrage from Filipinos, who accused him of exploitation. Instead of a heartfelt apology, Nas doubled down. In his recent attempt to address the controversy, he dismissed the accusations as the petty jealousy of a relative who felt left out. The internet wasn't buying it. Why? Because reports surfaced that he had frantically sent his team back to the Philippines to fix the issue after backlash erupted. One controversy down, but the nightmare was just beginning. While the Whang-od issue simmered, another Filipino woman, Louise Mabulo, came forward with bombshell accusations. Nas had visited her cacao farm to document her nonprofit project. But according to Louise, the video was never released because Nas thought it wouldn't get enough views. Worse, she claimed he made demeaning remarks about Filipino farmers, allegedly saying things like, "Why are Filipinos so poor?" Nas's response in his recent video? He didn't even deny it. He just claimed the project was for profit and not genuine enough for his audience. Then there was the crypto debacle. In not one but 2 glowing videos, Nas painted billionaires Sam Bankman-Fried and Changpeng Zhao as the Mother Teresa's of the financial world. The most generous billionaire in the world, he called Sam. Spoiler alert, Bankman-Fried is now serving 25 years in prison for scamming people out of billions. Nas's excuse? Even governments trusted him. How was I supposed to know? Viewers weren't impressed. It wasn't about ignorance. It was about the way Nas fawned over them like they were modern-day saints. After years of being celebrated, Nas Daily's comment section had transformed into a hostile landscape. Narcissist became the most common word associated with his name. Viewers mocked his self-proclaimed title as a hero in his recent video. Yes, he actually called himself that repeatedly. The video, which was supposed to be a sincere response to criticism, turned into an ego-fueled rant where he bragged about his success, company revenue, and global influence. He even framed the backlash as a crisis for YouTube itself. Something terrible is happening on YouTube, and I'm going to talk about it. Instead of redemption, Nas seemed to be digging his own grave deeper. As if things couldn't get worse, Nas allegedly began issuing copyright claims against smaller YouTubers who dared to criticize him. One content creator tweeted that Nas had claimed their video for a mere 30-second clip, despite clear fair use. And then came the cherry on top, a video titled, "Why 2024 Was the Best Year of My Life," where Nas gleefully discussed his businesses generating millions. The timing was impeccable, right after his poorly received response to controversy. It felt like a slap in the face to viewers who were hoping for accountability. In his response video, Nas declared that his life had 3 chapters: underdog, hero, and villain. But he failed to realize something crucial. He didn't get to choose which chapter the audience saw him in. As things stand now, Nas Daily is firmly in his villain era. His refusal to take accountability, combined with his attempts to silence critics, has left his reputation in tatters. The only question that remains is, will he ever be able to crawl out of this hole? Or is this truly the end of Nas Daily as we knew him? The rise and fall of Nas Daily. The untold story of success and controversy when Nas Daily first hit our screens. It felt like a breath of fresh air. One man, 1 minute, and one powerful story every day. Simple, yet magnetic. Nuseir Yassin, a Palestinian-Israeli content creator, had a dream: to show the world's beauty through short, digestible videos that could break through the noise of social media. It worked. Nas became a global sensation. His 1-minute videos were filled with heartwarming stories of inspiring people, jaw-dropping locations, and clever commentary that kept millions hooked. He made us believe in the power of storytelling. With a growing community on Facebook and YouTube, Nas wasn't just a creator. He was a movement. But with great fame comes even greater scrutiny. And as the spotlight grew brighter, cracks began to form in his carefully crafted public image. The turning point came in 2021, and it wasn't just one mistake. It was a series of controversies that spiraled out of control. First, there was Whang-od, the legendary Filipino tattoo artist who had spent her life preserving the ancient Kalinga tattooing tradition. Nas flew to the Philippines, eager to share her story. But instead of admiration, he was met with outrage. Why? Nas announced that Whang-od was now part of a course on his Nas Academy, but her family alleged that she never agreed to it. The backlash was swift and fierce. For a man who prided himself on cultural respect and authenticity, this was a PR disaster. Then came Louise Mabulo, a young Filipino environmental advocate who had invited Nas to document her cacao farm project. But according to Louise, Nas wasn't interested in her story once he realized it wouldn't go viral. She claimed he dismissed the hard work of Filipino farmers and was shockingly insensitive during his visit. Nas's response? A clumsy attempt at damage control where he questioned her sincerity rather than addressing his own behavior. If that wasn't bad enough, Nas waded into even murkier waters when he became an enthusiastic promoter of cryptocurrency. In one video, he gushed over Sam Bankman-Fried, calling him the most generous billionaire in the world. That aged about as well as unrefrigerated milk. Bankman-Fried was later exposed as a fraudster and is now serving time for one of the biggest financial scams in history. Nas claimed he was duped like everyone else, but people weren't convinced. His unchecked praise and lack of skepticism painted a picture of someone more interested in rubbing shoulders with billionaires than doing real research. As controversies piled up, Nas made things even worse for himself with a response video that can only be described as tone-deaf. He called himself a hero, bragged about his financial success, and framed the backlash as a personal attack. The problem? People weren't mad because of jealousy. They were upset because they felt betrayed by someone they once trusted. Nas's journey from internet darling to social media villain was almost complete. But then came another bombshell: accusations of censorship. Critics who dared to speak up against him found themselves hit with copyright claims. Nas was allegedly trying to silence voices that questioned his actions, further fueling the perception that he was out of touch and power-hungry. To make matters worse, he released a video celebrating his best year ever in 2024, despite the mounting criticism. It felt like a slap in the face to those who had hoped for humility and growth. Nas tried to rewrite the narrative by framing his life as a trilogy: underdog, hero, and villain. But here's the thing: audiences don't forgive villains who refuse to change. And Nas, despite his relentless positivity, has yet to show genuine accountability for the mistakes that brought him here. Nas's reputation was crumbling, and the man who had once inspired millions was now seen as someone more interested in protecting his image than learning from his mistakes. But here's the thing about redemption: it's never too late. In 2024, despite the chaos, Nas celebrated what he called his best year ever. Many saw it as tone-deaf, but others saw a glimmer of hope. Could Nas use this as an opportunity to reflect, grow, and reconnect with the values that made him a beloved creator in the first place? Only time will tell. One thing is certain: the internet may be quick to judge, but it's also willing to forgive, if you show that you're willing to change. Will Nas Daily write a new chapter in his story? Or has his time in the spotlight come to an end? The world is watching, and redemption is just one story away.